The re-elected mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, made headlines when she said that food is a human right. In recent years, public discussions about human rights have become more and more common. We see protest signs saying, food is a human right, housing is a human right, and education is a human right. But before we argue about whether any of these claims are true, we must take one step back and ask a more fundamental question. What exactly are human rights? Surprisingly, if you search the internet for a precise definition, you may find yourself even more confused. To clarify the concept, it helps to follow the logical method used by Isaac Newton. Begin with a simple thought experiment by imagining a single object without any force on it. A thought experiment, a single human being. Imagine a single person living completely alone, with no society, no government, and no other people. What rights would this person naturally have simply by existing? From this simplified scenario, we can identify several fundamental human rights, rights that do not come from other people and do not require anyone else to provide anything. The right to life. Life is the foundation of all other rights. Without life, nothing else matters. It is not something given by society. It is simply the condition of being human. Freedom of thought. Thoughts arise naturally. Whether a thought is right or wrong does not matter. The ability to think is part of being human. Freedom of expression. Expression is thought turned outward, speaking, writing, or signaling. Even if no one else is around to hear it, the person still has the freedom to express their mind. Freedom of action. A human being can choose to move, stay still, turn left, turn right, or act in countless other ways. This physical freedom is another natural condition of being human. What do these rights have in common? They all exist without requiring anything from anyone else. This leads to a key principle everyone can easily remember. Human rights are the natural freedoms you possess simply because you are human, granted by God, nature, or the universe. In other words, human rights do not depend on other people's labor. Human rights do not require others to give you goods or services. If your right requires someone else to work for you, then it is not a right. It is a transaction, agreement, or exchange. Re-examining common claims. Using this understanding, we can evaluate common modern claims. Is food a human right? Not in the strict sense. Food does not fall from the sky on its own. It must be planted, harvested, transported, and prepared. Because food requires the labor of many people, no one has the right to demand food without offering something in return. Is housing a human right? Not as commonly claimed. You have the right to build your own shelter. But modern housing requires architects, builders, suppliers, and many trades. You cannot claim the work of others as your right. Is education a human right? You have the right to learn, but you do not have the right to demand other people's labor, teachers, administrators, and staff, without fair compensation. Why this distinction matters. Understanding the difference between natural rights and services provided by others is essential for understanding how modern civilization works. Human rights give us freedom. The freedom to live, to think, to speak, and to act. But they do not give us the power to force others to work for us. Once we understand this, we also understand why societies that emphasize individual rights, personal responsibility, and freedom tend to be stronger and more prosperous. As we wrap up this discussion, I encourage you to keep the conversation going. If you found this explanation helpful or thought-provoking, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends or classmates. Human rights is a topic that becomes clearer and more meaningful the more we talk about it. Your participation helps spark wider discussion and deeper understanding. Thank you.